Hello, everyone. I just wanted to jump in real quick and give you an update on the furlough and how it could potentially affect your buyers and sellers. So, our three most popular types of loans: USDA, FHA, and VA. Processing through the lender on all of those is going forward as normal. Now, the information that I'm going to give you is from Tanya Allen at Fairway. Every lender is different, and every lender will have their own rules. Okay, but this is with Fairway what they were told to me today. Some of it is going to be the same no matter what, right? So, but processing from basic loan intake, pre-qualifications, all the way to maybe the appraisal is the same. Okay, so that hasn't changed. Where the changes are coming, like on USDA is completely shut down at this time. So everyone can go through the process, but the process stops before you can get clear to close. Because what happens is in a USDA loan, the processing takes place, the appraisal takes place, and then everything is sent to USDA for approval. And that's where the stop point is the where the approval can come because no one's there. Previously, before the government shut down, we would get responses back from USDA that says it's completely approved by USDA in around 3 days, to get clear to close, right? Because you have to get that USDA approval. Well, with the shutdown, there is going to be such a backlog that everyone thinks that we need to be able to have about 30 days built in. It may be shorter, it may be longer. We don't know. The longer it takes, or the longer the government is shut down, the longer it's going to take, because that's a huge backlog to work through. Because you think about everybody else's pieces are still working. The lenders are still working, the appraisers are still working, the surveyors are still working, everybody's still working. All we're needing is the USDA approval. FHA. So, FHA is different for different lenders. I have talked to Cheryl New at Guild Mortgage, and for FHA, they can't get an FHA number or a HUD number, so they can do their process, but they can't order the appraisal without this number. When I talked to Tanya Allen, they said there are no issues with FHA. However, Tanya did say that if they are a furloughed employee and the government shutdown goes past November 3rd, then they have to show that they have 2 months of reserves in their bank in order to qualify. And so that is only if you are a furloughed employee that you have to have those reserves if it goes past November 3rd, if the shutdown goes past November 3rd. Once again, every lender is going to be different on some of these. VA. VA has no issues right now, but there are some things that can come up that may be an issue. But getting VA authorization and all that is, the VA guaranteed loan is not. Where the issues can come in is if, let's say you have someone that's retired and they have to provide a copy of their DD 214 and they don't have it. So they have to request it from the VA. VA is running on a very skeleton crew, and so they may not have that information or may be able to get it. I asked specifically about getting orders, as I have someone who had their draft orders, but they didn't have hard orders. And Tanya Allen at Fairway said that getting around orders is no problem, that they can accept a letter from the commander showing that they are transferring duty stations, or there's just ways to approve them. So I asked also about IRS and transcripts and things like that. Because if somebody doesn't have tax returns, and they said they are still able to log into the IRS. CPAs, especially accountants, can log into the IRS and get the information that they need. But once again, the IRS has a skeleton staff as well. So if it's something that's not available on through digital means and it's some body, then we may not have the body. Okay. So those are the updates for today, October 21st. As we move forward, I may have some more updates for you. So, but we need to make sure that we are letting people know that no matter what your loan type, we can get things going for you and we can work on getting closed. If you have sellers are like, well, how is this shutdown affecting me? The buyers are scared. If they're furloughed, they're scared. You know, in Central Texas, the number one employer is Fort Hood. Not just on Army soldiers or Air Force, it is also government employees that have been furloughed. That is our number one employee. Our second employee in Central Texas is Scott and White. And then our third is Killeen ISD. So Scott and White is probably going to be fine. The school districts, all school districts receive federal funding, and that may become an issue in the coming months, depending on how long this goes on. There will be, if the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be for our economy. So, you know, people need to work. Not a political post, but people need to work, and we need to get our economy going. And, you know, the news has already been talking about missed payments and things like that. Make sure your sellers understand two things. The first payments are due on the 1st, and they're not late till the 16th. Okay, because they're due on the 1st, not late till after the 15th, which is the 16th. At that point, they have another 15 days they're going to pay a late fee. But on that 30th day, it will be reported that they are late on their payment. What does this mean? They cannot get another loan. So if your seller is planning on leaving here and going somewhere else and buying a house, they cannot miss this payment. Okay? It makes it hard when you're furloughed and that is your source of income. So just know that, okay? All right, guys. We will talk to everyone soon. And I will get this uploaded and sent over.